Good morning, guys. Welcome to FYI. For your information, I am Jaretta Finance joining you this wonderful morning. Guys, it's Friday, 28th of October, 2022. Could you believe it? We are at the end almost of October. We are just there, like at the very end of October already. It's crunch time as we come down to year, and I don't know what's going on at your end, but oh my goodness, I don't know how people are going to be surviving this year end. I was in the market yesterday. I don't want to go back there anymore. Let me just say that's right. Good morning to all of you joining us this morning. Good morning to you wonderful folks. I see Beatrice on very early this morning. How are you doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope that you guys are prepared to have a relaxing weekend. At the very least, try to relax this weekend. Make sure that you don't overdo it. If you have to go out, make sure that you're safe and all of those things. Let me know how you've been doing. Let me know where you're joining us from. All those good things. You know how it goes. I can't believe it. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. So all of you that's just dragging yourself into work, taking it nice and slow, just saying that you're going to work today and do the basic minimum. Make sure that Fridays are very productive days. Also, make sure that you don't just drop the ball because it's Friday and get the people work done. For those of you who are your own entrepreneurs, make sure that you get your work done. I see so many of you wonderful folks joining us this morning. I see Claire Capel. Hey, good morning, Claire. How are you doing? I'm jumping into the comment section right now. If I missed it a little earlier, it's because I wasn't looking. I see Rosemary Albert is on this morning. Good morning to you, Rosemary. I hope all is well at your end. I see Candy Nalini in there. She said, "Are you ready for them?" I'm ready for them crosses. I don't know. Candy, you different? Yep. Good morning to you, Carol Rollins, watching us from Manhattan. Is it? I see Margaret Nelson. So good morning, Jaretta. Good morning to you, Margaret. I hope all is well. You know, Candy and the lady in the Jeep always shouting out Caribbean, Scotland there. So good morning to all the folks from there. See, Michelle Cox is joining us this morning. Also, is it Rigby Joan? Good morning to all of you. Abigail Simple. Good morning to you, Abigail. I hope all is well at your. And I see Patricia. Is this Patricia Grizandi? Good morning to you. I hope all is well at your. And I see Fitz Gulliver also joining us this morning, all the way from Bronzeville, Brooklyn. Good morning to all the folks who's joining us from the U.S. This morning. It's absolutely great to have each and every one of you here with us. I see Rowena Cummins also in the comment section. Rowena, where are you joining us from this morning? Let me know in the comment section. Alec Boom is here with us. Also, I hope all is well at your end. Alex, I see is it Sandrine Baird? I got that right. I hope I did. Good morning to you. Hope all is well at your end. Share the live stream. If you not share the live stream, you got to be at the back of this class. If you have shared, you can move all the way to the front of the class because that's where you belong with all of those obedient students that comes in the morning and share. Paulette Graves, good morning to you. Paulette says good morning from Maryland. Good morning to all the folks joining us from Maryland this morning. Special good morning to you. Paulette, I am so happy to have you in the conversation room this morning. Michelle Cox says not seeing you. I don't know. Michelle says she's not seeing us, guys. Let me make sure that you're seeing us. I think that you should be. Let me know if you're seeing us on your end. If you are not seeing, let me know. Come on, guys. If you are not seeing us, let me know. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. If you are not seeing me, let me know there. Hearing you but not seeing you. Good morning. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on. So why do I have this bright smile on this morning? Wasting this smile with no one to share it with? I don't know. We are going to be just working on that very quickly, guys. We are working on that very quickly. I'm checking with our YouTube folks. YouTubers, what's going on with your end? Are you seeing me? I'm not sure if Facebook have an issue. I don't know if I'm too. I look a little bit off for Facebook this morning. Facebook seems to be doing the most when it comes to visual and audios. Let me know, YouTubers come through. Let me know if you're seeing me. If not, we're going to have to just do some adjustments at this end. Let me know right there in the comment section so that I don't be wasting this smile. So I'm seeing persons that not seeing from my end. Pamela Johnson says, good morning. Once again, if you can see me, we're doing some adjustments. As soon as you can see me, so I can see you, just let me know in the comment section. Rowena, just guys, let me know. Come on, Fitz Gulliver, and all of you wonderful folks, Louisa. The technicians are working in the background. We have some technical experts there in the background doing the most to make sure that that they get things done. I don't know what's going on. What's going on with Facebook? Is this a Facebook? YouTubers come through. Let me know what's going on at your end. I don't know. Goodness, this is so not good.
It's better on YouTube, but I don't know what's happening on Facebook.
Apparently, YouTubers are getting it, but the Facebookers are not. Facebookers, I don't know. We probably got a jump ship. I have been noticed a lot of persons are choosing to look at the program through the YouTube platform because they said they get less stress. I don't know what's up with Zuckerberg and this. Like, I think that boy's sending some things, Sharon. I think it's them boys. It's them boys. Whatever you feel, guys, that's what it is. Whatever you feel, that's what it is. Let me know in the comment section. Just bring it up. Let me make sure that each and every one of you wonderful, sweet, loving people are seeing us this morning. I don't want to be wasting this smile. Come on. Okay, we're good on Facebook and YouTube. Awesome. I think it's them wise. Let me just try that again. Let me just try this again. Good morning to all of you folks who've been wasting the smile all morning. I'm going to be back in the comment section with you guys as we release the comments once again so that I will be getting all the feedback. It's so great to have you with us all. Fitz says, I'm now seeing you. Good morning, everyone. Listen, this morning I came on with an extremely bright smile this morning. I even did the share thing and all of that. You could believe it, and everything was missed. Everything was missed. I see Jeremiah is in the house. I don't know what's going on. Jeremiah said, no, that boy is not that smart. Jeremiah, I don't believe you this morning. Beryl Crawford, good morning to you. I hope all is well at your end. I see Terrence Beaton is on with us this morning. Said, yes, seeing you with a smile. Okay, great. That is good to know. Seeing you from Peters Hall, loud and clear and beautiful as ever, says Rowena Cummins. Thank you so much, Rowena. I see Warren Figuera is on this morning with, that's a poodle? I don't know, Warren. I can't recognize it. Some toy dog as his emoji there. Beatrice says, hey, Doretta, I'm now seeing you, beautiful face. Good morning to you, Beatrice. Thank you so much for the feedback, guys. I hope all is well at your end. Out Front Park says, good morning, FYI family. Seeing you. The light, babe. Listen, out front part, I think you need to turn up your light in there a little bit, I don't know. If not,
I don't know about front.
It's the bird. It's the bird, says Shirley Crichton. Shirley may very well be on point. You may be very right. It may very well be the board and all of that. Since that board was placed there, everything the most just happening, right? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to all of you wonderful folks this morning. Them boys vexed, says Margaret Nelson. Listen, I haven't done anything to vex them. They are tripping over their own feet. They're walking and falling and fumbling and all of those things. Because guess what? You can't do evil and continue and think you're going to live good moving forward, right? They did some real evils and now they're paying bitterly for it. So it's going to continue to unravel for them. The implosion is going to continue at their end. As Shirley says, no dogs. Guys, you're different. Listen, I don't know how that situation got to where it was, but it was the most embarrassing situation for the entire country. So good morning to you. Is it Ronald Warrell? I see you there also. Hope all is well at your end. Let me know what's going on. I think the shares need to come up right about now that you're seeing my face. Make sure that you share this through. We don't want to be having this conversation just among ourselves. We want to make sure that we invite other persons to be a part of the discussion. Credible, valuable, valid information. We always check what we do. We always check the information. If we did not get a chance to make sure we ascertain the facts about even articles that we give, we always tell you that, we've not been able to independently verify what and what's not. But guys, you need to bring all that you bring to the conversation, and more importantly, you need to keep bringing more people to the conversation. We need to have all the ideas or all the different perspectives and those things. Even if it's persons that don't necessarily agree with our position, those persons need to be a part of the discussion as well. Of course, we're not going to just entertain persons that just come through to just wreak havoc for absolutely no reason, brings absolutely no conversation, meaningful conversation to the forum, but we're going to do everything else. I see, hey, Jaretta, with a boss man there, and Beatrice is on point. Beatrice, the boss man coming. Come on. I don't know what's going on. The boss man is coming. Ayabo, Natasha Congreves. Hey, Ayabo. Hope all is well at your end. I see Yolanda Thomas that I just shared. So Yolanda Thomas could move to the front of the class. Everyone else could just relax, chillax at the back and play with those airplanes. I don't know what you guys doing at the back of the class, but make sure that you share. Guys, we are going to be right now, we're going to be coming through with a full panel. Today we have a tons to discuss, and you're going to be benefiting tremendously from the conversation, as you always do. Or we try to switch it up as much as we possibly can and bring more perspectives to the conversation. And today we're going to be doing just that. We're going to be bringing a lot more discussions in. So make sure that you set yourself up, grab your cup of coffee, because we are about to get straight into the discussion. Grab your coffee so that we will be able to bring you every aspect of the conversation this morning, and you will be relaxed as ever to benefit from all the discussions. So good morning to everyone that's absolutely joining us. Good morning to everyone that's absolutely joining us with a great good morning. I'm a little bit distracted at the end, guys. If you hear my voice, sounds like I'm just talking out of tune. Knows that I'm a little distracted, at this end this morning. All the folks that share the stream, like I just said, make sure that you encourage everyone else to share the stream as well. Make sure that you encourage everyone else to share the stream as well. We're going to be getting into the conversation, but make sure that you do your part to share the stream. Let me know into this conversation. I think we're just there about to get into the conversation, so make sure that you are ready. I'm giving you so much leeway to actually grab your coffee and get seated, because it's going to be a very, very in-depth conversation this morning with all that has been going on. Everybody has been adding their voices to the current affairs, and we're absolutely happy to make sure that we can be here. I'm trying to jump in with our folks that's joining us from Facebook, because I know I've been getting some complaints that I've been missing some of you. The YouTubers come through and then you don't see the comments from them. So sometimes I look like if I'm replying to people that you're not seeing comments to, because we're seeing all the comments coming through at this end, guys. So I'm just jumping in with the Facebookers to make sure that you do not listen. Shared notices every single thing. So if you're hearing Sharon Duncan's voice in the background, he said the cornflakes running tin in the back. So I don't know what's going on at that end with the cornflakes. So things tight, according to Sharon Duncan. That's not my words, that's his. Things tight, right, Sharon? Yeah. Cornflakes running tin, sugar got obstacles in it. I don't know what's going on, but the most is happening. Guys, I'm going to ask that my technicians release their comments on the back end so that I can get into this discussion with each and every one of you. Somebody slacking up. Somebody slack it up. Good. I already shared, said Paulette Greaves. Good morning to you, Paulette. I'm glad that you've shared already. Having fun, Beatrice Selby. I don't know. Shared. I see Edward Broom says he shared. Awesome. Everybody shared. Tag somebody. Make sure. You know, a lot of times we're having discussions with a particular that concerns a particular constituent. If you know persons living in that area, make sure that you always tag them or share specifically to them, because the discussion is absolutely important that we get it to their ear. It doesn't make sense for us to be making representation for a group, and if they can't actually know what is going on, guys, make sure that you let them be a part of this conversation. Good morning. I see there Roll Hamilton. Good morning. He says good morning, Jordan. Sugar has grubs, says a Yabo. Listen, I don't know what's going on. The sugar got all sorts of things. The sugar. The sugar is not sugaring down. I don't know what's going on with the sugar, but it's just wrong right about now. You should not have to strain your tea in 2022. That's all I can say about that. You should not have to share your package to strain your packaged sugar in 2022. But I have to strain mine, so that it's just not working out. I don't know. I don't know what's going on at that end. Carl Rollins, I shared. Awesome, Carl. Lovely of you to share. Watching from London, I see some Tessa Waterman. All the folks is joining us from London. Have a very, very good afternoon to each and every one of you. Thank you for putting out this time, carving out this time to make sure that you join us with the conversation. Good morning, Gwyneth Anderson. I see you. Jarrett is right. Yes, out front parts. I am right about these things. You know, Sher, just soaking this name, out front parts. I don't know what's going on with these names. Like, guys, you choose the weirdest names, and then I have to say it. I'm just happy that none of you have
very aristocratic outfront parts.
out front parts. Like, I don't know what it is. I said, Wendy Ronald says, good morning to you, Sharon. Good morning, Sharon. Wendy, I'm not here to, good morning to you, Wendy. I see guys, sugar is a mess. Guys, sugar is a mess indeed. The sugar is a mess. It's just nasty. I don't know. I have to be getting like those strainers with the very tiny holes. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is going on at that. But guys, we gotta get into the morning papers as I prepare for the boss and the guests to be on with us this morning. We have to run into the morning papers. Share to the guests, keep it back. Like, the guest is almost on, so we're gonna get into the conversation, but let us make sure that we get to the actual discussion in morning papers. We just want to touch on a few things before we get into the big issues of the day. I have to say, on that note, I did pass a vehicle this morning that had Bolsonaro on it. A sticker says Bolsonaro. These people repping hard over here, But guys, the ministry says they're probing the alleged incidents at the Hugo Chavez Center. Listen to me. How do I say this? I have no faith in the ministry to probe anything. I don't know how else to say this. I have absolutely no faith in the ministry to probe anything.
Morning, guys. The difference is here that we don't even actually know what the issue is. They just have a statement on the Facebook page. We're probing an incident involving a male and a female at the Hugo Chavez Center. We don't know what the actual issue is. That's a little strange.
There are rumors that we can't bring to the front about all the issues that goes on. But this particular one, I think that if I can put it over like this, I think that they're trying to jump the gun in terms of saying that they're probing something before the public gets a hold on what went on, because they don't want to be in the light of not doing anything, knowing of things and not doing anything. But it doesn't make sense for you to come to the public with halfway information. If you're going to come and say you're probing something, just say what the incident is and what are the steps that you're taking to actually get down into probing. You can't be probing absolutely nothing. There's absolutely nothing in the media, in mainstream media, being circulating right about now. So what incident you're probing, incident between a male and a female, and I share to say it probably has not been substantiated as yet. But I think they're I think they are, the ministry is in total chaos, because you don't do that. You don't get to a point at which 1 year after, you're looking at something, and pretending you didn't hear about it before. I don't know. I said I don't know which is worse, if you haven't heard about it, or you heard about it and you covered it up. Now you're seeing this about you probing an incident, but you're not telling people what the incident is. So I can come out here this morning and said, well, Miss Duncan and I were probing an incident at the Georgetown Public Hospital. We're probing it. We tell you it's issue. We're probing this issue. Guys, the ministry is in total chaos. I think that, one of the things that I'm very upset about is that I know that we have some real, sturdy foreign affairs experts that works there, people that know their onions, to say the very least. And the fact that they have to actually work under the conditions of persons that don't have the capacity to actually make decisions and to know what is going on is absolutely chaotic. Leave those matters for the experts to deal with. We have competent staff and that can deal with these things. Leave the staff to do their work. And remove all of the baggage that's at the top, that's dragging them down, that's dragging down the good name of the ministry, and more importantly, dragging down the good name of the country, because that's where we are right now, one embarrassment to the next. I don't think we can take it anymore.
And it comes says Guyana gone to the dogs. Think she right?
Yeah, I think she's absolutely right.
Which dogs? Dogs they probably looking for.
I think she's absolutely right, but that's where we are, particularly at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I feel completely embarrassed to be dealing with that. I listen to my colleagues actually make representation when it comes to foreign affairs matters, and I wonder how could persons actually sit there and think that that what's going on at foreign affairs is okay. What's going on with the political leadership there? And I have to be very precise because, like I just said, we have some experts there that knows their onions, that know what's about, they know what is to be done and what should not be done. So I can just imagine the hair pulling moments that they're having right about now when they have to deal with these extreme lack and just as what about people say, flimsy flimsy way of doing things. Just do it anyhow. Flimsy, right? Flimsy way of doing things. I see Faith joining us this morning. Also, good morning to you, Faith. But like I'm saying, that there's an incident right about now, as being reported. There is an incident at the Hugo Chavez Center. The ministry is reporting to you guys that they are probing an alleged incident at Hugo Chavez Center. However, nobody knows what the incident is. And it involves a male and a female. So
the right place again. The Ghana consulate in India. Maybe it's that male female incident.
There was a male and female incident, that we did talk about at the Guyana consulate there over in India, but they were not probing that. They took 1 year after they had to wait until Sherrod actually blasted from every level before they realized that something went wrong, and then persons want to say, oh my God, swift action. There was absolutely no swift action when you took over a year to actually get something done about something so nasty. Right, so that's my position on that. Guys, continue to share the stream. That's just one matter we're looking at this morning. Answer McCall opens a mini mart at Palmyra, and this is, I have to say congratulations to Answer McCall. They have been doing a good job when it comes to their expansion. I wish that we can see more persons, particularly local businesses, actually getting to that level as well. But I know the Answer McCall has a good relationship with Guyanese consumers. I can't say that much, and we have been building. We have been building on that relationship. Listen to me.
A mini relationship like the mini mall.
We have a good relationship to that, and I have to say that Answer McCall they have been opening branches throughout, particularly in Bartica. They have a branch there, excellent team. They are working. So we see them going somewhere in terms of creating employment for young people, making sure that they are stepping up in that aspect. So I'm happy to see this going, because everywhere you see these mini marts being open, and so it creates opportunities. It creates a certain level of opportunities for persons to actually go out there and get themselves involved in employment and so forth. So got to go out there, answer my call, make sure that you continue to do things for the community. And I want to say that these companies that have been benefiting tremendously from consumers and business in Guyana, we need to see a lot of giving back to the community. That's something that I've been looking forward to see. So I know Answer McCall has been doing a lot when it comes to making sure that they have a good relationship with customers, and they do give donations here and there. Sherrod, I think
they can do more with us.
They can do more with us. Yes. Do more, Answer McCall. Come on, do more. I'm here repping for you this morning. You can't be doing me bad right about now. Good going, Answer McCall. Congratulations on that new mini mart. And I'd say that I'm glad to have the one in Bartica. It has been doing great. I know great staffing and all of that. So we look forward to see more good things from the company. Stick to your game, Answer McCall. I'm glad that you're opening mini marts and actually not dealing with taxi service and stuff like that. All right, Ramps Logistics, guys. Ramps Logistics focus on protecting reputation in Guyana. That says the company chair. Ramps Logistics is focused on actually protecting its reputation in Guyana. Let me just try to wrap my head around what's going on there. Wrap your head around what's going on there. Rams is fighting to protect their reputation. However, what is going on, guys, believe it or not, we have members of the administration that's actively working to dismantle and discredit and eliminate any goodwill and all of that that Rams may have built up in the time they have been here. I'm telling you that we have the most craziest system. Rams is fighting a battle that I don't know how it's going to end for them. But they know, I think they said dark forces. I can't remember if that's the exact words, but in that light, in that sense, they understand the gravity to the situation that they're dealing with, because they know that they are very key players in the administration that is fighting to make sure that they fail, that is fighting to dismantle the entire establishment and all of that. And I have to say that a lot of time persons come and they say, you know, we want to come to Guyana, we want to do business. A lot of persons want to come home, and so, and I have this fear in my gut that they would have to fight the nasty evil that is the PPP and PP administration. That means that the only way they will give way for persons to excel in business is for them to be passing something to them under the table. It is the most nastiest of system. We have the most corrupt system when it comes to the way in which business is done, and I think Rams Logistics is actually finding that out the hard way. Every single day, they're not getting to any position of a better situation. The press, particularly, and you can go out there and you can read it. You can see the government media actually painting them in the worst possible light they can find, trying to give right to everyone else except the company. But when you see forces like that against a company, you understand that there are certain interests in the background that is being protected, and there are reasons why the company is being given such a fight down. That's what I can say about that. But I hear what Rams is saying, and I understand the difficulty being faced, or the challenges that are being faced right about now by the company, and here being expressed by the company's chair, that you know that they're focused on protecting their reputation in Guyana. We understand, and I think that one, if I can say anything to the chair of Rams Logistics, is that the Guyanese people understand what you're facing, and don't for one second think that the Guyanese people believe that this company is doing the worst. The Guyanese people understand that the only way in which you're going to be having the fight of your life like you're having right now is because you're not playing ball with a particular person. And the only reason you're going to have that fight is because there's interest with particular big players in the game that is not in line with your interests. So I think that that's very, very important for the company chair to understand at this moment. As we move forward, guys, I hope that you're sharing. I hope that you're sharing. We're just wrapping up. We're getting to the end of the morning paper conversation for me to have my team with me saying the most and doing the most this morning. As I say, I'm in Trinidad. We are on orange alert. Let me know what's going on there. I am seeing a comment coming through from Vesta Rajkumar. What's going on there in Trinidad? I see we are on orange alert. Please let me know in the comment section. I don't want to be missing anything important. And you know how I love to have your comments integrated. Just let me know what is it going on in Trinidad at the moment. Why are you guys on orange alert? I think I'm missing something important that I don't want to be missing this morning. Good morning to you, Chising Henry. I hope all is well at your end. I see Yolanda Thomas said he didn't meet with Sue in Jagville's living room. And you understand, the people understand what Rams is fighting right about now. I don't want to say they're fighting a losing battle, because they might very well come out to be triumphant in the end of it all, because all business, it should be a level playing field, and no business should be given preferential treatment over the other. I see looking so wonderful, my friend. I was hoping to see a comment from Trinidad. I see Kyla Tech Clark. Hey, Kyla Tech, I hope all is well. Kyla Tech is missing Guyana desperately right about now. Okay, so Kyla Tech Clark is saying good morning. The orange alert is for heavy weather. I know it's weather related, but I want to know if there's any specific weather emergency that comes with that bit of warning, if I can put it out like that. Out front parcels pass the goat, the sheep, or also the oil under the table. PPP lawless. Guys, we're going to be bringing the full team to you right now as we switch things up a whole lot. We're going to be switching it up, bringing the guests, bringing the man of the hour. Flood watch in Barbados, orange alert in Trinidad, right? Okay, so specifically we're looking at the flood watch. So thank you so much for that bit of clarification, guys. I hope that everyone there is actually protected. All of our folks is joining us from Trinidad this morning. Let me know what's going on. Just make sure that you give us a feedback in the comment section. If you're joining us from Trinidad, let me know what is going on your end. Are you experiencing any flooding? What is going on with the weather over there? Make sure that you let us know. It's absolutely important that we get this bit of information. We have tons of Guyanese residing in Trinidad, and we just want to make sure that you are safe wherever you are in Trinidad there. Make sure that you are safe. We don't want anything happening to any one of our citizens anywhere. So let me know what's going on. All right. So we are about to get we are about to get the full team, you know. We are about to get the full team to speak about fires and all of these things. Come on. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Joretta.
Good morning, Kamal.
Region 7 Vice Chair, am I correct?
Good morning,
Yes.
MC Sharad.
Good morning, absolutely correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you're repping for breast cancer awareness.
Of
Yes.
course, yes. I'm a strong activist.
Please and thank you. Please and thank you.
You know, I also went to school this morning with a pink bandana in her hair because today they're actually going out there to do the same at their school to make sure that they had to take pink balloons and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's good to see at that young age you getting children very much involved in the awareness process, the advocacy
That's
to
a
make
good
sure
one.
that women actually understand the danger out
Yeah.
there so they can be checked very early.
Yeah. We should have a doctor on one morning. Folks who visiting with her. Put on the spot. You have them on. See what's happening.
Yes,
At
yes,
their end,
yes.
Go ahead, Rita. Don't let us interrupt you too much. I mean,
I was
hear
on
a lot.
Rams. I was on Rams Logistics.
Mhm.
I feel very passionately about Rams Logistics and their situation.
Mhm.
I think that I think it's gone too far, if I can say that. I think it's gone way too far to see and actually believe that the administration would go to the length of fighting a company so openly.
Come on, know them. Oh, the lights still good too. You know, she's still holding for what? 15,000 something?
Housing allowance.
Housing allowance for the vice chair.
Oh, but I'm not sure about that.
No, no,
That's,
I'm saying,
that's not going to faze me.
Yeah,
The
I'm just
people of
saying.
Region 7 deserves my service,
I'm just saying.
and that will not
Yeah.
detour me from the duties and the responsibility given to me to represent the people.
Yeah.
So I know it's all a tactic to frustrate and
That's
to,
the thing, so.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the people. That's the people right there wrapped
Yeah.
up. You
That's
try
the
to frustrate. That's what they're trying to do with Rams. They're trying to
Yeah.
frustrate so that they can say, you know, tell us what they had, pack up and leave. But no, Rams fighting. Rams be right there with you.
Yeah.
Fight,
The
fight, fight.
dark forces, they say in the
Yeah.
private sector, they fight.
Dark forces.
Yes,
Sorry.
it's so embarrassing to see.
I can see Rams with like a Star Wars sword, you know, the saber, fighting the dark, the invaders in the private sector, the dark forces, yeah.
But basically, that's what we're doing here in Guyana, fighting the dark forces.
Mhm.
And I didn't mention anything on the religious day. We observed on Monday Diwali, but the headlines in the Chronicle was quite disturbing,
Yeah,
where they
yeah.
made that
Like
loud
ignorance.
proclamation. Yes,
Interesting.
ignorance
Different,
over
you know.
darkness or
Chronicle
something of the sort. And
I don't
that's
understand why the
basically-
man gets sent home, you know. That the people tell
Chronicle
back
different
and
reason.
put
It's the
back.
same newspaper that said, mayhem aside, moderation was a good concert. You know, all the shooting up and so on, the money that got popping, the 100 trap.
Well, the
Yeah.
PPP
But it's
is
just-
about promoting lawlessness. We've come to know that over the decades, not
That's a
from
foregone
2020 to
conclusion.
now. They
Yeah.
just come back like a reloaded for all they missed out 2015 to 2020. It's just sad.
You know, it's crazy. I see Candace. I see my friend Candace George on this morning. I have to stop and give her a shout out. Says, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I come here for all the tea, women of strength. Well shared alone in the is a powerhouse. She said, well shared alone is a powerhouse. Yeah.
The outside folks, we outside.
There was a Candace
Yeah.
from Bartica too, so she's a little biased when it comes to Bartica
Oh, I see.
women, you know.
Well,
We're different.
we different. We're always biased when it comes
Well,
to our
that's a
own,
rule
you
about the
know.
women. Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
you know what Ram says, and I'm going to close up my condo discussion with this. You know what Ram says that you know they're focused on protecting the repositioning in Guyana. And I go to the comment section. You know, hundreds of you online watching us right about now, and I go through the comment section. You see that Rams like Fitz Golliver saying Rams did not go in the living room, and so you know the company sure can understand the fact that there's absolutely no one out there that believes that they did something wrong. There's no one out there that believes that they did something wrong. If they had any bit of paperwork or those things that needs to be tightened up and all of those things, there are processes that allows for that you don't come blazing, you know, all guns out as a company in the public.
Wanted
Right?
Rams in the phone.
They would have been there. They would have been
There is
there.
more than meet the eyes. That's
Yeah.
basically it. That's how things are being done under this government.
You
You
know,
know,
issue that statement, they consider it as a
and
growth.
you know, yeah, yeah.
And they wanted them in the phone.
I don't know if he knew of Sue. Maybe he would have been in some better groundings,
Yeah.
you know.
So probably talk to the man and he did that. They didn't see eye to eye.
You know, that's why you need to deal with too.
Probably didn't come up
Right,
with the
right.
right amount. I don't
Fight
know.
them,
We're
Ram.
just-
Fight them. Good.
We're just
Say it all.
speculating here.
Fight them. Fight them.
Say
Fight
it
them
all.
to the very last.
Fight
You know,
the dark
fight these
forces.
people behind you.
Yeah.
Fight them.
Fight
Fight
the
them.
dark forces.
I see arson behind destruction of Lethem store. This is what
Oh, yeah.
we have
Correct.
been following. We did bring you the
Correct.
information before, and this is the report that is coming out now. That it was arson. You know, a lot of times I see some stores go up in flames, and I say, "Is the
Yeah.
insurance money, right?" I don't know what else. I'm not speaking to this matter, so don't go quoting me saying I thought saying it's insurance money. But I'm telling you, a lot of times buildings go up in flame, and you just know, like if you see a building, there's meanwhile looking a little old and looks like it needs to come down. And
He says we know the conspiracy.
you wake up in the morning and you see it coming down in flames.
You got to question
Things fight in
everything
this
that
country,
happens,
and
you know,
and
some other purpose for that land, that
Right,
building is
right.
sitting on some other
Yeah, yeah.
big deal that is about to go down.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Guyanese know what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Majority of Guyanese at
Yeah,
least.
and
Yeah.
that's generally speaking. But here we see specifically to the Lethem store that was destroyed
Mhm.
there. That they're now the report is now saying that it was arson behind it and that.
Yeah.
So I hope the investigation actually goes to the point that someone is actually charged with that. You know, the Guyana Fire Service is doing their bit with their reporting. It's a little while ago though.
Report takes a little while in this country.
Yeah.
Report takes so you know, it might take a year or more, you know, for things to come to light.
Somebody is asking now, where is Sue? Well, apparently Sue is the only person that cannot be found.
You know, that should be a literal. That should be a
Sue
police.
just
No,
disappeared.
listen, that should be a
Um,
police investigation.
That alone speaks volumes, because if this man was making false allegations, you know, how was
Damage
it?
the image of the person.
How was it that he was allowed to disappear so
Yeah. And he got all these
easily?
holdings. He got
You know?
land and a lot of land. He holds a lot of land. He's into fuel. He's into logging and so on. He's into mining.
Yeah.
You can't find Sue.
Where is Sue?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sue is somewhere. Sue
Federal government is not-
Apparently has more protection than what's the Boston, the officer.
Yes,
you know.
Orange, yep. Orange Boston there. You know,
Interesting.
you know the thing is about Sue is I don't think we understand that this should be the matter of an investigation. This man was living in the VP's house the last we checked.
Yeah.
He was a tenant of his,
Yeah.
and then the man literally disappeared. Like what happened? You know, this man's
I
family
wonder what
looking for
happened to
him.
his furniture from
Yeah,
the house
Sue.
there.
Probably
Sure,
was
that's
rented
right.
it fully
I
furnished.
can see the picture. Furniture. And it's shown across the lands near Powderville. You know, a big sign, you know, evicted. We be looking for you.
No, I was gonna say, is Sue alive? And that's a big question. That's a really big
I'm
question.
at Hong Kong or China
Yeah.
before.
You're thinking the
Yes.
positives. Yeah, I just learned.
The guy already had his tunnel dug, so to speak. You know how they do it in Mexico and allegedly in Colombia and those countries. You gotta have your tunnel. So
One person tell them.
Somebody there and tunnel
Takes him.
Yeah.
straight through Sue's
Yeah,
head
yeah,
because some
yeah.
part of it is missing when you have
Yeah,
those
can't face it.
interviews.
You
yeah,
know,
Yeah.
can't face it.
Yeah.
Interesting, interesting time.
All right. We need to go into the morning brew, guys, as
Yeah,
we have
yeah,
the discussion going along. Let us just rush
Yeah.
straight into what's going on
Lots of
on the
things happening
international
internationally.
front. Yes.
Believe it or not. June,
Mm-hmm.
I think you might need to shift a little. I don't know if it's just me, but I think you might need to shift like 2 in. Yeah.
Listen,
It is
check
so-
your OCD different. Sharon got some serious OCD. I don't know what's going on.
I don't think I would take
I think that we share something. So I know when I was running a little bit late this morning, I can imagine the anxiety.
Confidence in the back affecting me with this land.
And I thought it was me alone, right? I said I got it.
Sharon, let's get back into the
I said I need help. I just simply can't raise my head.
Stage.
Honestly, Joretta, I cannot function if it's not in its place.
The cornflakes can't stop. Come on, please put the cornflakes.
You needed to go.
Let me go fix this corn. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm not even kidding you this morning. I'm not even kidding you.
I haven't been here a while.
You're live, right? Just shake it down. Just like the man against
And probably had I noticed.
Listen, we're going to be fixing the
I'm not thinking about the
cornflakes
gum,
and
but let me just
sugar and
look
all of
away.
that.
Let me just
Right?
look a little balance.
So guys, this is the cornflake. It's like this. Sharon is watered when it's like this, right?
And
So I'm trying to get it like.
Notice we have we sugar cornflakes in this area. We use enough sugar to
This
cornflakes.
book is okay. Wow, this book is okay.
For now.
Y'all gotta be rich around here. Like the sugar
And brown sugar.
and the pipe in Guyana. The pipe. I was really abroad and I was thinking about putting sugar in my face and bring it
Top
back.
tier region. First,
Is the pipe okay?
top tier region.
Come back here. Let's
Everything good?
Yes, yes,
We're good.
perfect.
Trust
Oh
me.
my God, still blood pressure coming in.
And you're smiling a little bit more.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. You helped me there.
Oh my goodness.
And all this while, I think it's because I'm sitting next to you, you were a bit bothered. Not knowing it's the conflict at the back there.
It's all the conflicts affecting me at that subliminal level. Good, thank you.
my
Because we brought
goodness.
out a lot of things happening internationally. One of the things we track, and believe it or not, Elon Musk bought out Twitter yesterday for the 4 billion US only.
I don't know what you're talking about,
Rihanna, I'm jumping ahead. Rihanna has
The girls with some Guyanese roots.
Yeah.
But all this all is fine.
You see,
I was hoping she would
What
start.
people do well, it's suddenly good idea.
No, she has always been.
Yes.
Her mom, I do believe, is Guyanese, but she
Yeah.
doesn't really claim us. I think it's because
I wonder why.
I think it's because
So,
things in this country, no?
they got Darmala. You think anybody claiming me just like that?
The young woman has a great relationship with her prime minister in Barbados, but she has very strong, strong Guyanese roots, and I know she do make that. I wouldn't be able to say. I don't think since she's popular. I don't know as a child, and I'm hoping that with all the oil and the 5-star hotels and stuff, she would come home and visit. Rihanna, don't forget your roots if you're yachting. Really?
Yeah.
It rains down here too, so.
Yeah.
One thing that we can say is the Guyanese love Rihanna, and the world over. She has been doing a lot, and she has been, as a woman, I know we could relate to so many things because her life has been so exposed as a celebrity and all of those things, and that she has gone through a whole lot, and I celebrate all her achievements and her accomplishments there after being a new mother and all of that. Now, we're super, super proud of the woman she is. And we'd love to have her here home in Guyana sometime.
Yes.
I mean, come on. I understand. I understand the scared and the scared bag and Guyana.
I think what is important with what you said, Joretta, is that Rihanna stands as a role model for young women coming up from various backgrounds that they can realize their dreams. She's listed as one of the billionaires in the US, coming from the island of Barbados and having Guyanese roots. And she openly speaks of her childhood. Then we know she was in a relationship and that had some negative publicity.
And as women,
but
we can relate.
She stood
Yeah.
up and
Bounce
she,
back.
yes. She spoke of her, what she experienced,
Yeah.
the abuse.
I think
And-
Margaret Nelson is there
Yeah.
before you come out. Director, her mom used to live in a Agricola, Riri.
Yeah, I do believe she has aunts and first cousins
Living
still
here.
living in Guyana. I do believe they're somewhere from Berbice, from what my little research, but I'm not so crazy over the celebrities.
So Rihanna has this new single out, "Lift Me Up,"
Yeah.
and it's in collab with the movies, the soundtrack
Black
to the movie
Panther.
Black Panther.
Mhm.
And we got some people, guys, he's written Black Panther. So we all know, you know, we're
yeah.
scattered people.
One thing is
Yeah.
for sure, when people leave, they don't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do well.
They do well, and when they do well, like you said, then they get the accolades
Yeah.
in Guyana.
that's what we
But
said.
People would fight them here, they would be like the ramps going up the
Yeah.
court step before they could do good in Guyana.
like quite unfortunately, I don't know if you noted that I shared the letter by our Nicolette Finance, and it was quite well put together
You hear
because.
the speaker for sing with you, getting proper mic and all that.
Yeah. Until you make it big, then they want to
Yeah.
ensure they snap pictures with you and post all over social
Yep.
media. Like they've been pushing you, they've been behind you, and
Yeah.
nobody knows what
Our
the
box
Guyanese
is hell. You know?
athletes and Guyanese in the art industry, what they endure just to ensure that they're self-made,
Yeah.
basically.
Our Charles
You
Ramsey
know?
came out, we had a bright idea to raise the fee at the culture center.
Yeah. And quite boastful of the 2 a.m. curfew that is no more. So we know what their priorities are.
Yeah.
You know, rather than tell young people that, you know, there's a time for everything. You can,
Right.
you know, family life is important, promoting good society is important, you know.
Yeah.
Let the ministry, let the government,
Promoting the
bring
Ratigan
reality.
and so forth. But you know what? Different folks, different strokes. Had this been under the coalition government, all the things that you're seeing out there, it would have been a different backlash. You would have heard the worst because the stereotype and you know, the labels.
Yeah.
You know,
I know what? A lot
but
of
the
them
most
are-
lawless thing, and to see the head of state being, I mean, don't get me wrong, people might want to say, oh, you got a problem seeing people having a good time, but when you hold certain
Yeah.
office,
Yeah.
you are held at a level, you
But
know.
you know, the challenge is when you finish doing that, when you finish bubbling down, back bubbling away down, you got a country to lead. And as a leadership aspect, which should consume them, is where they're coming up short all the time.
Yeah, well, that is why they have to put up this
And you
this
only have to
performance, as
examine
though, you know, the
the
Guyanese
performance.
people are happy and we're a happy nation. And people are literally starving. Public servants have gotten fed up of begging for rightfully what they work and what they deserve, a decent living, a salary that they can provide for their families. You know, they've been begging for 2 years plus, but that seems not to be on the agenda. And that says a lot about the people that are there making decisions, you know. Every day you boast of economy doing well, 5-star hotel, new oil find and all of these things. But the Guyanese people, what is it? $800 for a piece of pumpkin. I can understand why the farmer or the vendor has to sell for $800 or whatever, because when they have to go and buy cooking gas, when they got to go and buy sugar, milk and oil and all of these things, they cannot sell their pumpkin anymore for $200 because it just cannot provide whatever they're doing. So that is how the ripple effect of everything that is happening.
$1 billion in fertilizer or something like that. I can't remember. You can remember that?
So we're still on the international scene, folks. One of the things we're following, you know who I'm begging? Elon Musk, as we said earlier, bought out Twitter yesterday for $44 billion US.
Yeah.
And he started doing a lot of stuff there.
The first thing he did was
Yeah.
fire the CEO.
Yeah.
I know a few CEOs who need firing
You
with
know,
immediate
Audience.
effect. I don't know why we're holding on to CEO at Gaisuko who has
GPL.
grossly incompetent. Well, GPL, the guy that they brought back, he was incompetent before he was on. So I don't see why they brought him back. But that is just to show how decisions are being made with taxpayers' money, how taxpayers' money are being spent, because these are the people that really enjoy the super salary along with all the benefits that comes with it, but they're not providing what
But
they're being paid for
Elon
to the
Musk
Chinese
understands
people.
value for money, and if
Yes.
you are not moving the company forward, then you got to go.
Of
So-
course. It's business. It's serious
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
It's serious. He isn't Elon Musk by just encouraging incompetence,
Yeah.
and that's what we see here. Incompetence is being fostered.
Yeah, but I think when Elon Musk thinks at a different level, and I think that's how we need to understand why people make the decisions they make, because his thinking is not just surface level. He thinks very deep about what he wants, and his whole focus seems to be SpaceX and actually having that reached that stage that he can accomplish what he wants, and he has all these investments that he makes, but all his main focus is there with SpaceX and actually getting to the point that we can go that he can have commercial travels to another planet. So his idea is at a whole different level.
The bottom line is exactly whatever the guy is doing, he ensures that he is successful. And to be successful, you have to ensure that you have a team that is going to give you results oriented. You can't put your money and paying for incompetence and keep doing it and expect that you're going to get better. And that is what we're seeing with Gaisuko. That is what we're seeing with GPL.
I see Sheila Boychild says that Elon Musk needs to buy up GPL.
You think his baggage, the man is look for? Look, listen, the man is about making money. The man is not gonna come here to buy a It doesn't make, listen.
And then when they come in and buy out, the ordinary Guyanese would have to comply. So not necessarily a good idea, because the man is not going to be here to play Dolly House, right?
He can more so aid with us getting some free electricity.
Exactly. He can give us some charity.
Yeah,
because we see.
And I want to be petty. I want to be petty and just to say that I hope Amber Heard don't just leaves him alone.
And much like with
Finally would bring up Amber Heard. That's a whole lot of.
That is all. Let Twitter try.
Lots of stuff happening regionally as well that we're following, and one of them is right next door. Lula and Bolsonaro were neck and neck in the polls, and now they're telling us that Lula is still just pulling ahead a little bit, and he's favored to be the next president again of Brazil. So quite interesting what's happening there.
Yes, yes, I love it over there.
Come on, better than Guyana.
We can walk from Latam to Brazil, and just as you walk over the border, you would see what roads are supposed to be like. And my Brazilian friends would tell you, Kamal, this is like, for lack of a better word, the poor areas of this country. And I'm like, always, the streets are lined with street lights, everything. Well, for one, you would never see a street like Sheriff Street. With that craziness, with all those markings all over the place. It's just a representation of what Guyana really is. I was just driving there, so it always gets on my nerves. I say they should bring Charndasley paint over this whole street, Yes, get it right, it's crazy. It's crazy, these little things. Well, we don't mind once he gets the work done. Once he gets the work done, he should do some community service for the embarrassment that he has caused the Guyanese.
Sure, so should bring him to catch the dog.
He needs to apologize to the dog, and he needs to face the court for what he said to that woman, because I am sure she is not the first woman or first person
He disrespected.
behaved in that manner. It's just never the first time.
But we covered that in the biggest unit
Because whoever was able to get a video of it, you see how important it is. Because the truth is, if there was not a video evidence, the government, most likely, this government would just debunk those claims, and he would still be the ambassador to India, representing the Guyanese people.
Eileen says good night, everyone. Where's Eileen joining us from?
Eileen, where are you? Let me know. Let me know where you're joining us from. But guys, as we move forward, some
additional things happening internationally.
Well, they said the Canadian delegation is assessing the crisis in Haiti. That's what the government is saying there. And again, I say that we had our head of state there, if not, he sit at the level of the CARICOM heads meeting, and there was absolutely no reporting on what his position is. Why is it that you even report that he's sitting there at this meeting if you're not going to report what he is saying, that this is a chaotic position when it comes to what is going on in Haiti? This is how we can render assistance and all that.
Armored vehicles. Taiwan give them some bulletproof vests.
I see a lot of countries are coming on board to help the people, and they need it. They need it.
CARICOM, member state. What CARICOM doing?
I've never been to Haiti, but I've seen photographs, and I've seen people that I know people that went to Haiti for a vacation. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. But
Haiti, I know when it comes to Haiti, Guyana, and Hugo Chavez Center and those things, it's a different scenario that is painted.
Needs help. Our other neighbor, Trinidad, or our other CARICOM member country, had a terrible killing recently. Both mother and father were shot at their home, and relatives who were living close by ran over after the gunfire subsided and found, couldn't find their baby initially, but then discovered that the baby was under them. Baby simply bulletproof because their mother and father were riddled with bullets, but the baby survived.
It seems like they covered
such an unfortunate incident, but thank God for shielding that baby because it's just heartbreaking to read such news and to know that these things happen right here as well. You have so much crime, but thank God that baby's alive. That baby's gonna have such an incredible life despite his or her beginning. I'm sure probably would grow up to be an excellent police officer or something, because your purpose always starts somewhere within your pain, and that is going to be a pain that child is going to grow all its life. It's going to carry that pain. That's how my parents died, and I'm here because they shielded me.
Correct.
Correct. It's a very sad situation. I have to say that my sincere condolences to the family, and at these times, family have to come together, actually decide that like there's a baby to raise, without either of their parents. So it's a very tough situation. I have to say that at these points in time, you understand that people, the level of heartlessness we have going on in humanity.
But talking about even that, I think I read yesterday or the day before, just excuse my, I was traveling a lot yesterday, being my son's birthday, quite an interesting day. But I read somewhere in the news, an 18-month-old child drowned because the mom went to work. And imagine if an 18-month infant is left to look at a 2-month-old child, his or her sibling, just so this mom can go out there and work. My heart breaks for that family. My heart really, really. Imagine
so many times.
Imagine you have to make a decision as a parent, not just a woman, whether to stay home and ensure your child's safety or go out there and look for some money to provide food, because one way or the other is basically the same end results. When my children starve,
and take the risk, take a photo, and they good.
And send a little hamper.
On fines.
Quite sad.
I
I
find.
do pray
Yeah.
for that. Since I read that story, I couldn't stop thinking about that mother because that's a very, very difficult decision. And I know a lot of persons out there who would jump to this conclusion. So these little children, why did she leave them? Can you imagine being a parent and having to wonder where your kids getting their next bottle of tea from? And am I going to sit down here and watch my baby, or I'm going to take a chance and go out there and get some money so I can provide? And I would say that's commendable because it takes a really, really a lot of courage to make such a decision, but quite unfortunate. So my heart breaks for that
The
mom.
report said that a relative came running to where the mother was working close by and told her that 80-month-old
Quite clearly, it said
in
she
the
was
church.
working.
Swung floating in the
Yes,
church.
she wasn't out there
Very sad
idling
situation.
and just leave her two young children
Yeah.
at the mercies of.
Yeah, guys, as we jump into the 592, you know, I'm just going to piggyback off of that discussion very quickly and say that I did note yesterday circulated in the press right here at home in Guyana a story that that the allegations is that a mother is accused of locking her 2-year-old daughter in a goat pen and beating her until her head bursts open. So we have a lot going on at home right here when it comes to this situation as well. So we need to really get to a point in which we have systems in place and administrations putting policy measures in place that children are actually cared for and protected. You don't live in a country in which you are boasting has this great, this booming economy. You're saying the fastest growing when it comes to GDP and GDP per capita and all of those things. But what is it saying for the ordinary people? What is it saying for the most vulnerable people in society? That mother that have to go out and fend for her children, that mother that went out working the night when her children were burned to death at home. You don't have to boast about having a great booming economy and all of those things when you're looking at those numbers at the surface level.
Where is the national support? I just want to read this comment by Commissioner Cole, and she says parenting should involve two persons. Where is the father? Too many single mothers struggling to survive. Too many absent father. It's a norm in Guyana. Children should never be unsupervised, and I agree 100% with that. I myself, being a single parent for the past 22 years. Yeah, it's been that long. Yeah, so I know the challenges. I know sometimes the difficult decisions you gotta make, whether you're gonna stay home and nurture your child or you're gonna go out there so you can get money to send him or her to the school that you desire, or provide the things that you want for their upbringing, So the difficult decisions, and I agree, there are many, many absent fathers, but I think when you look at other countries and the systems they have in place to hold fathers accountable and enforcement, how serious it is, men don't play around because they know the system will get them, right? So if you cannot support kids, that's why, family planning and all of that is so important. But of course, our country, we have a lot of teenage pregnancy, because we have a lot of communities that the system is just failing. There are not opportunities, young girls coming out of school, not much to do. And we fall in a cycle. You and I both coming from a hinterland region, and we know what happens in those regions because there are very, very little opportunities to empower our young people.
Yeah, and don't for 1 second think that, and I just want to add this in before we move on, I shared. I don't for 1 second think that a lot of times we make the mistake and we try to believe that everyone is on the same level of understanding as we are. When you are exposed to different, a lot of you live in probably overseas, in the diaspora and all that, or you're on the coastline and so on, you say, oh, why would this person make this decision? Why would this person do that? But you have to understand that a lot of the people living in our country, in Guyana, right now, more remote areas in Guyana, so have not even been exposed to the idea or the terminology family planning and those things. They don't have access to the basic health facilities to actually go and find, how do I get to this point that I'm not just having a child and I'm not at the ability to take care of that child. These are things that sometimes we take for granted, the amount of information that we have and the way in which we can utilize the information and the services that you may have available to you there in the diaspora as compared to here in Guyana. It's a serious situation. The point is, and I'm going to close off at this so we can move on. The point is, when it comes to Guyana and development, the people, the most vulnerable society, are still struggling. They are still just borderline at poverty line. Lots of them still living beneath the poverty line and all of those things. They are struggling. So don't let the numbers fool you and all of those things. Don't let all of those photo ops moment actually get to you for you to believe that something good is happening. The people are going to benefit from what is going on right about now. Who's invested in things, not for Guyanese to utilize, but for foreigners to utilize. That's the way in which it's structured right now. Unless we have drastic changes through policy measures, we're not going to see it happening any different. But I think we can move forward, Sharon, because I know this one is something that's bothering you tremendously.
Yeah. Well, they're telling us here from this report that was made public with the recent crash the vessel had with the into the Demerara Harbor Bridge, that the records of the vessel may have been tampered with. I mean, like, what isn't tampered with in this country? It's at every level.
So how does that take away from the fact that this vessel, and who's responsible for this vessel, ultimately, whether it was tampered, it is their responsibility to ensure that they have vessels that are safe. So that really doesn't do anything to change the fact that there were serious damages and they should be held accountable.
Correct.
And it cannot break down to this vessel was tampered with and that's the end result. Right? I just want to go back on a little bit of what Joretta, because this is important information. And these discussions are very important to have within the community structure. One of the things that Joretta said, it is very hard for people in different countries, various parts of the world that has better system in place to wrap their heads around why does this happen in a country like Guyana. And the reality of it is that if you're not in that position, you've never been exposed to it, it would be very, very hard for you to understand. That is why when I travel to other parts of Guyana, and within my region, Cayuni, Mazaruni, and you see how people are living to this day, communities all across Region 7, they don't have basic things like water. They don't have proper, not even a little health center. They don't have proper schools and stuff like that. So imagine what these young people are going to grow up, what they're growing up in, and how can they better themselves when the basic, that is their human right that should be provided by the state, is not there. So that is one of the things. And what I note with this particular government that is in place right now, they're not focused on the human development. You can boast of how many roads and how many airports and how many hotels and all of these things, but if you're not strengthening the communities across Guyana, if you're not where the healthcare delivery becomes better, education system becomes better, more children all across this country has access to both healthcare and education, then we're still going to be stuck where we are, because the cycle of absentee fathers, young mothers, and it will continue. So human development is very, very important. I see Commissioner again said, where is One Guyana in the hinterland? There is no such thing as One Guyana. This thing honestly gets on my nerve. Guyana is Guyana. We know what Guyana is about. I drove past the seawall last evening, took my son to dinner. Of course, it was his birthday. And I saw there's a big One Guyana sign out there. I was like, is the name of Guyana slowly changing? And why is this even being allowed? Guyana is Guyana. And the fact that you have to put it all over Guyana, One Guyana, says that you're trying to convince people that there is a One Guyana. It should never be. Do you see one Trinidad and Tobago, one Barbados, one this whatever country? It's propaganda, you know. We all know where I come from, Bartica, Region 7. Just the other day, there was an enrollment for public assistance and
that is a mess, by the way.
Services.
That's a mess.
And when I look around, first of all, the information is not even made public or to the elected officials within the region. Then when you see a group of persons show up and you find out what are they doing, what they're there to do. Oh, they're there to sign up for public assistance. But it's like a PPP little meeting.
Yeah.
You know, you can look around
signing up
and you can see only their supporters. So, you know, it's not changing and it is becoming worse. And you know what, too? I think the Guyanese people, just like how Charandas was removed, the Guyanese people do not understand. The majority of Guyanese people do not understand the power of their voice and their power of standing up to these bullies.
Yeah.
You know, we deserve better.
Yeah,
we do indeed. And let's hop over to the big issue this morning before we let you guys go, and to tell you that a lot of questions are being asked on the Charandas issue. Who knew what when? You know, who knew what and when did they know it? And for instance, too, what was done as a result? Clearly, nothing was done. But who knew what when? Because one of the things we follow in the morning papers that they're saying, Foreign Affairs, that is that they only saw the Charandas video Wednesday, God, which boggles the mind. Only on Wednesday they saw the video, right? And even in seeing the video, what was done?
The statement that came after, come on. They made a statement after seeing the video.
I mean, I only have a responsibility to my fellow Guyanese, but also what happened to the Indian authorities. Those, should have demanded him be removed since 2021. What happened to the Indian authorities that are in Guyana and should be well aware of this? And of course, they're going to say they weren't aware if that's where they're going to go. But their lack of inaction for 14 months until a video was surfaced. And I know we only saw that action because of the international embarrassment.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing worse happening right in Guyana here with people sitting in very high offices. And there are lots of videos and evidence to support the abuse and their misconduct. But nothing is being done. So, it is the international embarrassment. So kudos to whoever shared that video and ensured that it became public knowledge and the Guyanese people were able to see what is happening. Because I, for one, feel very, very embarrassed and disrespected to see somebody that was sent to represent our country behave in that manner.
Disgusting.
More importantly, behave in that manner to a female. Anytime I see men behave like that, I say the first and foremost, there isn't any human on this earth that did not come out of a woman's womb. And to behave in that manner, woe be to him, I know. And the Indian people, my culture, what I was taught and so forth, women are revered. A mother is your earthly God. Any woman, right? Just the fact that she can bear children, she's a vessel, a portal to produce human beings. And they're treated very, I know that's not the reality because some person's going to come on here and say, oh, but India and all the other countries in the Middle East, they treat women a certain way and whatever. women are fighting back, countries are fighting back, because we know that came from the old days where the, not to bash men, but because they were mostly in leadership positions and so forth, they stifled the women.
We were cultured differently.
They took away the rights from women, because even in the mighty US of A, women could not vote once upon a time.
Well, which is part of the challenge people can wrap their heads around, because we have a lot of women who have advanced beyond that, and a lot of women who are in some very strong positions locally, but they have been silent on these issues for quite a while now. And it's not only in the child last issue. You've had Posey Rogers last week. You had other folks before that. You said there are a number of persons that hold high office in this country who are involved in the same kinds of activities that Sharon Lass is involved in, and sometimes even worse. But it is condoned. But the voices, I didn't hear Vindhya Kusal over the last few days. I haven't heard from her still, right? I didn't, one look at that video, and you couldn't stomach that content at all. I didn't hear from Susan Rodriguez. I didn't hear from Sonia Parad. I didn't hear from Gail Teixeira. I didn't hear from Priya Malik Chan. On this issue, you couldn't view that video and then say this is madness.
Yeah. Well, Chad, I did speak out. I'm going to go back a little bit. When that Wild Hog song came out, and I said, I'm a woman's advocate. I'm a feminist. I fight for my women folks because I know what we've endured. And I said it wasn't right, right? And I said that then. I said that even on one of your show, if not appearing on it in a comment. But to see the outrage, and we all took note of the outrage and the public statements that came out with that. I'm going to say, yes, it was a step in the right direction. But what happens now is beyond disappointing. To see women sitting in these strong leadership roles, capacity with powers, and have their voice silenced. And that's the reality of being a part of the PPP. You cannot go against whatever they're doing. That's why I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal Democrat, right? I'm liberal minded, so I cannot support certain political parties, because if I have to sit down and be oppressed and accept seeing such
disrespect, really truly, violence,
injustices, I would not be able to sleep at night.
And which is why I say it is so hypocritical, because
it is beyond hypocritical.
In that reference that you have with the Wild Hog, this is the Ghana Teachers Union that had a protest, had that chant emanate from them. Somebody added music to it. It was reshared on my Facebook page, and you have that outrage. You have something 10 times as heinous as that in China's action and what happened at the Back Settlement Supermarket with Posey Rogers, and not a word from them. I said that to say this. We see this morning the Women and Gender Equality Commission suddenly find it utterly dismayed after the president has recalled him. Suddenly. But in the hours following, everybody waiting to get a margin in order to see what they should not do and should not say. And that's why I say they're hypocrites.
That's like when the train already left. The train already
exactly.
And quite embarrassing too, the statement that came out of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And then the following morning, that's when it came to my knowledge that Charan Das was either recalled or he agreed to return, whatever it may be. We all know that it did not happen out of moral values. It happened because of the international embarrassment, not even so much the local voices here, because the local voices here are speaking out about what is happening in Parliament, what is happening with various ministers, and we are exposed. We know what goes on when you simply listening to a debate in Parliament and hear the insults being hurled from people that should hold themselves higher than that. Have some sense of decency.
I'm happy with what you said. It's not because of what has been said locally, but it's the fact that this is an international embarrassment. And this is perhaps what Santa Cruz this morning is taking the government to task on, and the president in particular, because here is Santa News dedicating its editorial yet again to this issue, says that aside from the fact, as Santa Cruz pointed out in their report yesterday, Mr. Prasad has immunity under the Vienna Convention of 1961 and was therefore not for the Indian authorities to investigate the matter, but rather for our own government. There is a more fundamental problem casting a shadow on the president himself. The video as it stands is so shocking. It really doesn't matter if it is incomplete. There is no additions which could redeem the former High Commissioner. That's part of the editorial. It goes on to state, what was the head of state thinking, therefore, when he regurgitated Mr. Prasad's excuse? Did he really not think the obscenities, sexual remarks, and intimidatory gestures recorded in the video were a disgrace or brought this nation into disrepute? If he didn't, then the people of this country have a more serious problem.
That's a fact. That's a fact, and that's where the problem lies. And I did have the opportunity to speak to a lot of persons that want to fly the banner of the PVP because they're getting a little contract here and there and those things. And even those persons who are of disbelief when they heard the statement that Irfan Ali gave, that 3.5 minutes that he went and he sat down there, he sought to give reason for what happened. He sought to give an excuse and repeat the excuse.
As a matter
completely ignoring what was said, the vulgarity of everything. And as well, and the
he was cleared.
But share the whole
thing. The video was incomplete.
The whole thing is, there's a bigger problem, like Starbucks News is rightly saying, there's a bigger problem because you have there the president, is saying that he saw a reporter. Let me just paint the picture again. A reporter sent him the video, not Foreign Affairs. A reporter sent him the video, and then he was busy, so he couldn't look at the video. So he looked at the video at the end of the day because he had meetings and so on. And when he saw the video, he didn't call Foreign Affairs. Right? He didn't call his minister of Foreign Affairs that instructed that child has been recalled. He got on the phone. This is what he said. He got on the phone and he called Charandas and find out what's going on. And then Charandas had a gaffe. This is what the pitch that was painted. He and Charandas had a gaffe, and Charandas said there's not a full story and this and that. And then he and Charandas decided that, what, boy, you can come back home because this thing looking a little bad and we can't say this is a representation. That is a big problem.
And that is something is getting on based on what Kamala said. There is no apology to Miss Gosh.
Nothing, absolutely nothing.
There is no apology on behalf of the nation to the Indian people on the president's behalf. He doesn't even use the words our news points out. Recall.
He never did.
He said there's a mutual agreement. Wow.
And ladies and gentlemen, with what Joretta just said, that is the head of state that we have. Imagine if that is the way things are being done. My God, what a national embarrassment. And also the statement that came out from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, that is such a disgrace.
The charges have been substantiated even after seeing that video because it's out on Wednesday.
My God, how much farther more will they go to cover their own and to support injustice? How much farther? When all of that is being done in the public domain.
There's a saying, come on, I don't know if you guys remember it, but there were issues with the PPP and the way in which they treat women and the cover-ups and all that. This is not today. This is something that has been going on forever. And there was a statement that was made prior. I can't remember the exact situation, but there was a statement that was made prior that was in public circulation with one of their representatives actually saying what's in the cup stays in the cup. That they were going to go at any length to protect whatever the situation was saying.
Because when we say it comes across as propaganda, But in the editorial Sabbath News talks about that their mission is to cover down, not to expose, to hide at all costs.
Yep.
Yeah.
To ensure the parties seem as though they don't make any mistake and they don't, you know, everything is well.
Yeah.
Right? That so it Santa Cruz hits at the point. You know, it remains to be seen. What else don't we know
Yes.
as a nation?
Isn't the REO for Region 9 posted up right now?
Yeah, nothing
Oh,
is
you're
being done about
freaking
the injustices in Guyana,
Yeah.
right? Nothing is being really done about that. But like we all know, it has become a norm for these people to operate in this manner, and what it has on this nation, it enables others to follow
Correct.
suit,
Correct.
right? With that, you know, my son, he's still young, but because of my involvement now in politics, he pays a little more attention. And sometimes he's appalled at the conduct. Even in 2015, when the coalition came into power, he made it, it was a funny thing that he said, the way he said it, but it did raise my eyebrow. He said, "Mommy, I miss how them ministers crash up and drive away and run away." And so you don't see any of these drama like what he grew up seeing and knowing. Like it was a whole shift of how things were being done, how people were conducting themselves. Now, I'm not saying there weren't cases where a few persons would have acted out of character and done things, and they all should be held accountable. That is how you get better governance. You get better people representing you, not only locally, nationally, internationally. But I want to say, I know Charandas betrayed his political party. He betrayed the coalition. And obviously, the PPP would not hold him to any high value. So what he did was just give them the opportunity to get rid of him. Because, you know, if you can betray your own to that magnitude, who's going to have any kind of confidence in you?
And most persons are expecting Kamal and Jury that they're going to bring him back and tuck him in someplace quietly so you can get paid.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised because that is how they operate. But let me just say one thing. I know we're coming down to closing time, and I haven't been on the show long, so I talk quite a lot. Y'all hear when the master get out my yard?
Yeah.
In the video?
Yeah.
I was like, my God.
And where the dog should go and all that.
Get out. He told the lady, get out my yard. It was that his yard? Was it state provided? Was it a rental that the taxpayers funded? The taxpayers of Guyana funded that residence?
He's the same.
Get out.
I would love to have a conversation with that woman. I think that's something that we should actively pursue, because to actually get to the essence of the vile nature of the individual. We have a lot of.
He did say the video isn't.
Mr. Don Johnson said they're not a government at all, they're a gang.
And that's a lot of people feel, but I guess the commissioner called it to remind us that today's the launch of the 1,000 Men initiative. Wow. And so she was asking Sherry Duncan if you are a part of that 1,000 Men. You weren't invited?
They don't want me there.
You never cuss up woman and
They
so.
don't want me there. They don't want me there.
So
right? Hypocrites.
That's
what it is for us to listen. Come on, you have the answer. Stop being such a stranger. Shucks.
You see how they beg me to come here? I love being here. I love the city. But let me tell you, it's crazy out there. Crime escalating. Traffic is craziness. Driving from the West Coast to Georgetown last night, I thought maybe like about 5 times I probably would get hit by some crazy driver just maneuvering. However, then there were like 4 or 5 different stops with police officer. The traffic backed up.
Remember Christmas coming up?
I'm trying to get to the city so I can pick my son up and take him to dinner, and I'm stuck in traffic. For what reason? 2 police officers going like this in the middle of the road and so forth.
So this one look like fun. This one look like she got their money. Pull over. Listen, there's a place for everything.
Actually,
but
I comply, so they don't really get.
No, but it doesn't have to.
And
you don't
I
comply.
good work.
That's what I'm saying. That there's a place. There's
Yeah.
a place for everything. But the problem that we always have, and we're going to see it. I'm going to come back here. You're going to remember that I told you this today. But it's coming on to year end, and there is a culture. There is a culture when it comes to traffic and traffic officers, but particularly when it comes down to year end. And that's why we had the whole Crawford incident and all of those things. I don't say that was year end or whatever, but Crawford incident was an example. That man was simply asking, what is the reasonable cause? Reasonable suspicion that you were stopping me on. You just feel like pulling me over and harassing me or something like that, But we have a culture when it comes down to Christmas time. Suddenly, everybody is most in their best interest on stopping you and for the road when it comes to those traffic officers and all of that. And I have to say that they ask some questions that a lot of them have no authority to go down into details. So I was stopped several times because coming from Bartica, especially if I have my hair all dyed, like when I have my hair blonde and stuff like that. What's your nationality? Where are you coming from? Listen to me, literally, my bag was empty. I had a full shakedown at the Den Amstel police station. This is before I was involved in all of this national politics. I had a shakedown of my bag emptied out to the Den Amstel police station because I was coming from Bartica and I was on a jet. But right around Christmas time again, mind you, and I was coming there, and they shook me down. And then the police went, and when they got going through my things, and there was my ID card and so, and she was telling the other police, this one here got the Guyanese ID card, and I listened. It was because when they were done, and I opened my mouth, it was a different scenario. It was a different scenario, but that's what they continue to do. Guys, be vigilant out there, be obedient, be respectful to all police officers. None of police officers go out there. Listen to me. If they ask for a bribe, record them. If they're asking for a bribe, record them. We got to get to a point that we move forward with that nonsense,
Yeah, I see one commenter is saying, welcome to the city and not in the bush. My dear friend, Bartica is not bush. Bartica is a real city of Guyana. And if you haven't been there, you're not aware of there, come there. We welcome you. Bartica is like when you get to New York and you go to Manhattan, Bartica is the Manhattan of Guyana. So don't try to, because I said of the craziness and the chaos. I'm speaking about the way people drive, the mannerisms on the road, no courtesy, no respect for,
that comment can go unchecked without a lot, because your comparison is not comparing Bartica to Georgetown. Your comparison is comparing Bartica to Georgetown and all the other countries that you frequent all the time.
Yeah.
So a lot of people come in with their BS conversation. Particularly that miscreant, I can't remember his name. Sometimes I don't even pay attention to him because he has one aim, but it goes to show.
Yeah.
It goes to show. No, I don't want to miss the comment because it goes to show the level of thinking that they and their representatives have for people that don't reside in the coastline amongst them. That's why I always say, particularly when it comes to hinterland and indigenous communities, they are the most disrespectful set of people when it comes to act the way in which they treat those people, the way in which they think about those people, and all of those things. And I have lived it, and there you have it, without both other excuse. He being a complete example of what that is and who they are.
That is the reason I had to point out that comment, because that is how growing up in Bartica and the stereotype and the stigma against Bartica women, Bartica people and all of that, we are cultured people. We have courtesy. Come to Bartica, you would see we're a community that is tight-knit with a lot of love, and we operate like we're decent human beings, and we operate within that realm. So coming and seeing how things are being done in any other part of the world would always concern you, because the simplest of courtesy, when you grow up and you're seeing and you're a part of that community, and then you just come and you see, like, you want to call Bartica bush, but we're more civilized in a lot of ways. I'm not saying more than the Georgetown people, but than a lot of people that think the way that person thinks.
Yeah.
So, not my Bartica people.
Yeah.
Don't go there. We don't play.
Welcome to this nasty, dirty, stinking city.
Oh, I love the city. Don't worry. It is that way because we need to change a lot of
Kamal
things.
was give our belly though. Kamal leave this country every so often. I know that every time she receives that airport and the door to come back home, she says, another day.
I love Guyana. I love serving my community. Bartica is one of my loves. And I know that Bartica needs representation. When I say Bartica, that's the very same thing. The women of Bartica, the people of Bartica, the people of Region 7, they need to be heard and seen. And that is why I am here. That is why Jarrett is here. And that is why there are so many other women from Bartica and Region 7 who is taking up space and representing our people. We deserve better.
That's
it. Thank you for joining us. Have a good day.
Thank you all. Have a blessed day.
And we're out. Anytime now.
It's just like I never